A big slap down by Princess of Wales and Prince of Wales, Catherine and William to Meghan Markle. But before I explain to you what happened, let's take a look at this video.
People should expect the real me in this, and probably the me that they've never gotten to know, certainly not in the past.
I'm just trying to remind you what she said.
As opposed to, hey, it's me. I'm just excited to be myself and talk and be unfiltered.
And be unfiltered and be super successful and be like this, be like that. I don't listen to anybody, everybody listens to me. Yes, exactly. This is what she said to the Spotify executives. She said, no, the podcast is my podcast. I'm going to be inviting guests. I'm going to be having guests that I want, not what you want. And trust me, she said to them, trust me, it will be a huge hit. Spotify will make millions of dollars. This is exactly what she said. Because I have a report that I'm going to be sharing with you in a second that exposes Meghan's arrogance, if you want to call that arrogance, or false self-perception, whatever you call it. She is a big flop. That's the point. And this is what I want to talk to you, because it is time we unravel those things. So this is what she said. Let's take a listen a little bit more.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. And so what happened this time? Well, how Catherine, she slapped Meghan Markle the way Meghan never saw it was coming. How William did that. I have found a new report, but before I share that report with you, I want to actually share this very, very interesting news. And this podcast is so interesting, I'm going to be actually reading a lot of it. So basically, Prince William and Princess Catherine make surprise appearance on Mike Tindall's podcast, 8 of the Best Things We Learned. So this is the podcast they came to appear for Mike Tindall, and I believe this happened in France. You can see Princess Anne, Princess Catherine, and also Prince William. All of them were there having good chat, very good conversation. Let's read what the conversation was a little bit before I tell you how this had become a big regret for Spotify and hopefully for Meghan. I mean, she doesn't regret, but let's read first. The Prince and Princess of Wales will be traveling to France. Well, this report was published 3 days ago for the Rugby World Cup, but ahead of the major sporting tournament, they made a surprise appearance alongside Mike Tindall and Princess Anne on the Good, the Bad, and the Rugby podcast. So this report is from 3 days ago, and they have published, they said that this couple, they were traveling to France for the Rugby World Cup. The 4 royals, who are all sports mad, shared plenty of anecdotes of their own sporting adventures. Now, I want you to really pay attention, because these words are very, very important, because I will be using these words against Meghan Markle. So what was number 1? They were very, very passionate about it. They were mad about sports. They are passionate. They want to talk about this show of their own sporting adventures, and why rugby and other physical activities hold a special place in their hearts. Below, has rounded up all the best moments from the very special edition of Mike's podcast. Again, as you can see, they were talking, sharing their passion, love for sports and whatnot, everything. And this is exactly why this podcast became so successful. Thousands of people tuned in without even any kind of promotion like the one we have seen from this narcissistic person. There was no such promotion like that. But it became a huge success for Mike Tindall and the podcast, for the whole team. James Hasquell, Mike's podcast co-host, asked the Prince and Princess of Wales where they would ever take part in a parent sports day event, to which Catherine confirmed that they already had, despite being told a race categorically wasn't happening. Catherine revealed that one particular school called a last-minute parents' race, prompting concern due to, quote, unpreparedness, end quote, although the prince revealed he did finish second. Okay, so basically this article published some pictures here, as you can see right here. Good moments, passion, love for sports, becoming so crazy about it. And then again, Princess of Wales reveals her sporting regrets. So talking about sports, what she missed. Prince William reveals how sport helped him to grow. So all of this good stuff that was published. Princess of Wales teases Prince over rugby. Again, they were teasing each other, having good time, and you can see Princess Anne speaks about raising a young Prince William. So again, a lot of people tuned in because this is what podcast is, and it should look like this. Prince Catherine talks love of all sport. We have seen her going to many different kind of sports. They love sports, and England, they are very good in many sports. The British, they play in many sports. They take part in many sports. For example, FIFA, Soccer World Cup. They go for cricket. They have so many other sports, Rugby World Cup. So they're everywhere. You know, if there is international sports, you will find at least one British person there. I mean, for many countries it is true, but for Britain, I mean, they are not only taking part, but they're also very good because they are so passionate about it. Now, here is how they actually slapped Meghan with a big slap. What happened. So we know, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, she was saying, oh, this is my podcast, I'm gonna be inviting guests. So when the Spotify executives, they reached out to her, what is your plan? What are you gonna talk about on your podcast? Because you are taking money from us, right? So tell us about your podcast. So Meghan said, yeah, this is my plan. I have a list of guests. I'm gonna be inviting them. And she even said to them, now this is not coming from me, there is a report. She even told them that, trust me, this is going to be a big success. Okay, I'm paraphrasing it, not exactly these are the words she said, but this is what she meant, that I have a list, everything is ready, good to go, it's gonna be a big hit. But then the Spotify executives, they obviously told her their choice. They told her that, look, if you could bring at least one member from the British royal family and talk about their, let's say, passion project, things that they're doing, in a lighter tone, and make it fun, then I think it will be a huge success. And this is exactly what we want from you. Meghan then was like, oh, what? You want me to talk about the British monarchy and you want me to bring one of the members? No. I'm not going to be promoting them. Who are they? I am the queen. Spotify executives, they were like, okay, this lady is crazy, and she's basically bullying them, telling them what they should be doing, not what she should be doing, or what she should be told. And she said, no, I'm not gonna be bringing those people from the British family. This is my podcast. I have invited this guest, and they're coming, and this is gonna be a big success. But then, when obviously we all know now, the podcast of Meghan was a big flop. Once that happened, once Spotify could not make any money from it, and they had to, if you remember, lay off hundreds of people, and they're now shrinking their company too. They are very careful now. When this happened, Spotify, executive, one of them, obviously, if you remember, he came out and he said, this lady is a grifter. Why? Because all the guests, what I understand, all the guests that came to her podcast, they were being begged by Meghan, please come. I mean, I can speak for Prince Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton did not want to come, but Meghan, she obviously bullied her, told her, you should come. She showed up. So that way, she is a grifter, and this is exactly what the Spotify exec he said about Meghan Markle, that she is a grifter, because she doesn't want to listen to anybody. She doesn't want to do the work. She doesn't want to reach out to people for which the podcast will become a success. She just wants to sit down, relax, and do nothing and be successful. Well, we know why that happened, right? Why Meghan would do that, because she believes that the title will in itself bring her success. I do not have to do anything, and Duchess of Surrogate title is good enough for me. But now we know there is this huge backlash coming from Spotify executives. They're saying, we told you to bring one member from the British monarchy. You did not do that. Now take a look what Mike Tyndall is doing, how their podcast has become so success. A lot of people are tuning in. They're making good money. They're making good impression. And they're talking about exactly what you said you will not talk about. And that is that their passion, what they're interested in, i.e. sports. Remember, I used the word sports adventure, quote unquote, and I said pay attention to these words. This is exactly what Spotify asked Meghan to do. Talk to them about their passion. She did not. She said, no, I'm not going to be doing it. I'm good on my own. And therefore, we have seen that her podcast became a big flop, and Spotify ended up losing a lot of money. And now, I mean, I don't know how long they will be in the business, but it is not looking good for them at all. If Meghan wanted to make this podcast a success, she would have contacted them. But there is one report, though, that suggests that she did try to bring Catherine. I don't know. I don't buy the story, but there is one story that said that she did try to contact the palace to bring Catherine on her podcast. But obviously, we know Catherine can't stand Meghan at all. So she did not come. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.